Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Kieran Clavin Racing channel. Welcome back, my racing community. As you can see, three changes to today's recording. Firstly, we're recording on a Monday evening. Secondly, I have two special guests which are well known around the podcast world. And thirdly, even though Goodwood is on, we are going to discuss national hunt racing over at Galway, over the Emerald Isle. So, without further ado, let's introduce my two special guests. Firstly, no, he hasn't just landed an aeroplane with those stripes on his arms. He is the man from Kerry. That's Jaime Wrenn. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, still in the clouds, Kieran. Still in the clouds.
I can imagine, mate. I can only imagine.
Haven't come down from a high of winning another All Ireland yet.
I can only imagine, man. I bet it's been brilliant for the last 24 hours or so.
Brilliant, yeah.
And the other man on the podcast, and he's no introduction. He's here, there, and everywhere in regards to racing podcasts. Odds Checkers own Ginger Joe. How you doing, man?
I'm good, Kieran. Yeah, good, man. Been looking forward to coming on. We've been talking about it for a long time. It's nice that we can make it happen when we've got some jumps racing. Like you said, that's our that's our go-to, isn't it? So yeah, it's nice to have something to get stuck into, mate. Thanks for having us on.
Not a problem, lads. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through three races on the Wednesday, two minefield handicaps, and then followed by the Galway play itself, which is another minefield. And then on Thursday, the novice chase, which we've got entries, but no prices as of yet. And then the Galway hurdle. And then we'll go through a few horses that potentially are star names as such running at the meeting. And then a few best bets from the lads, and then anything else that they want to add in regards. So should we crack on, boys?
Let's do it, Kieran. Let's do it.
Right, so we start off with the 5:35 on Wednesday, the handicap hurdle over 2 mile 6, where we've got nifty gritty even for 11-2 for Joseph O'Brien, JJ Slevin. Won at Killarney last time out. Handicap debut this time will be 11-2. You've got Arctic Gale in there for Emmett Mullins. Poddington ahead of the pros, all at 15-2, and then it's 8-1 bar. Jaime, anything you fancy in here? Do you think the favourite's a good thing, or is there anything a bigger price as you like?
Minefield.
Yeah,
absolute minefield. The one I come down on, Kieran, to be honest with you, is the owners at Target meeting, and it's Arctic Gale. It was second last year at Galway in a main hurdle behind Lightkeeper. The third that day was my great mate Willie Mullins. He went on to win at the October meeting, beating Prengard de Trois. He was sixth in the October meeting as well afterwards, Arctic Gale. There's a horse actually fancy in the race that he ran in actually down Mexico way. We'll get on to him later. It was actually not a bad hurdle. Not great, but he should have been up to winning that. But he was 4-1 that day. Then he's running the flat, but then he won at Tipperary last day in a beginner's chase, and it's very interesting. They're going back over hurdles here. The one thing with Galway, and I'll stress this, is you have to have course and distance form around Galway, and he's run three times I think around Galway Arctic Gale. Coming back here for a big pot. I would like to see Danny Mullins on him more than Dunamire. No offense to Dunamire, because they seem to book Danny Mullins when these horses are going to win. But look, I'll take a chance on that because he's run around the track, and there's a lot of horses in here I've run around the track, but he just stood out a mile for me, and the owners like winners at Galway.
Yeah, I like that. He was on my shortlist as well, but I've got one of slightly bigger price that I'll mention after Joe's come down with his thoughts. But yeah, Arctic Gale's definitely got a big chance. Obviously, the owners, like you said, target the meet. So on then, Joe, what we got?
Yeah, like just to back up what Jaime said, really interesting there, because something that a horse that we might talk about in a little while, should we say, is similar to what Jaime was saying there with the Danny Mullins angle. I really like that. Jaime actually put me on to a winner a couple of years ago, and this was when Danny Mullins was on board. So that's probably a big factor, isn't it, Jay? Like you said, they can get Danny Mullins on these. They do, and they do tend to run well. So that is, I suppose, interesting. But look, I came down on the head of the posse here for Gavin Cromwell. Look, he's a really good target trainer, as we know. I think this has probably been the plan for some while too. He won last time out of a mark of 107, and he only goes up, or 105. He goes up to 107 now. He's only gone up £2 for a 2.5 length win. And this is a horse, not necessarily one that I followed, but I seem to see him on the race card every time he runs. So I've got a good idea about, what this horse is around. And at one point, I actually did think he was slightly regressive, but you go and have a look through his form, he's actually just much better over hurdles, and he gets what he wants this time here. Now, first time out this season, he was over hurdles. He came back from a long 250 odd day break and ran well over hurdles. Nice sort of pipe opener. Then they sent him over fences for 2 runs and didn't get on very well whatsoever. But he reverted back to hurdles last time out and just showed he's a much better hurdler than what he is a chaser. So I imagine they probably had this in mind for some time now. So the fact that he's actually probably progressive and not regressive, and he's got his conditions over hurdles, he's probably a decent bet. Cromwell isn't sending him here for no reason. I know you can say that about a lot of the trainers, but this looks like a fairly well handicapped to me in what's like quite an open race. I did have a look here and just quickly at the likes of Affinity Rock, the 5-year-old, but I just don't know if it's possibly a little bit too soon. High Court Cove as well could be a little bit of a plot, but ahead of the Posse, I think it's the safer option in such an open sort of contest when there's plenty of credentials on offer that give you good each way value to the number. That would do for me.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're going to get you're going to get at least 5 places in this race for sure. Exactly. So there's plenty of each way value there. Like I said, I'm down the line in win aspect of definitely what Jaime is on with this Arctic Gale. I think the owners, and they definitely plan out, and Emmett certainly plans out runners for this meeting. The one I have got, because people who watch my podcast know I like to put one up at a bit of a price. The one I have got at a bit of a price, who's 2 from 2 around the course in handicap hurdles, it's El Campo for
interesting.
Philip Rothwell and Tian Power Roach. Have I got his name right? Yeah.
Tian and Power Roach, yeah.
Yeah. 33 to 1 currently. You can get he's got course form. Like I said, he's 2 from 2 in handicap hurdles. That is over shorter though, so he's going to have to stay the trip. But I think potentially back of hurdles he's been chasing could be 33 to 1 could outrun his odds. But yeah, Arctic Gale from a win perspective, but a bit on El Campo as well for me.
He's got that course form, like Jaime was saying, sort of seems to be like really important at Galway. So that's definitely something for sort of people listening as well when they're finding their selections. If you've got a bit of course
form is definitely key in this.
A little bonus, isn't it?
For sure. Oh yeah, it's an extra couple of pound easy in hand. So we got Arctic Gale ahead of the Posse and El Campo for a bit of each way play in this race. Lovely. We then move on to the 605, another minefield, Mares handicap hurdle over 2 miles. And we've got no prices currently, but I didn't when I put this up. Franchise again is favourite at 9 to 2 currently, again for Emmett Mullins and the same owners as the previous one. You've got I can't even pronounce them. Read me on writing now. Henry de Bromhead's in McManus colours. Is it?
Carnival? We've got Carried with Love.
Carried with Love, that's the one I'm about. Yeah. He's on handicap debut. He's 6 to 1.
Yeah.
Redwood Queen 7 to 1, along with a couple of others as well in there. And then you got 8 Bell of the Titus and 8 to 1 Bar. Anything that stands out here, Joe? Come back to you first.
Yeah, this is a good race sort of thing. You could probably make a case for a fair few in the field. Again, how many have we got at the moment? 18 runners for now. Hopefully you'll get plenty of places, when decks are all sorted too. Well, I'm sure there's going to be a couple of non-runners between now and then. But look, this goes back to like what Jaime was saying about Danny Mullins being on these sort of horses, and Franchise runs here. And this is exactly the horse I was on about that Jaime put me on to previously, that won under Danny Mullins. Now, he actually has won. She has actually won here as well a couple of years ago. And again, probably mapped out for this, but she's probably quite obvious at the same time. So she's probably going to be a little bit too short. And it's not a meeting where I like getting too heavily stuck in. So I am trying to find what feels like a bit of value pre-race. Of course, we've got to go out and get the job done. So then I had a look at Carried with Love, but she's only a 4-year-old. I don't like that taking on the older horses. So I'm going to side with the Paul Nolan horse here. Far From Nowhere, official rating of 127. Now, what I like about this mare in particular, Kieran, is that she won her point-to-point. She went straight into a bumper. She won her bumper. She went straight over hurdles. She won her maiden hurdle. And then she ran really well to finish second last time out. She's a horse that's thriving her rating is probably true and still leaves her a little bit unexposed. And considering she's absolutely thriving, I'll take a chance on her being a little bit of a bigger price when the market opens up rather than taking a short price in a franchise. So
Yeah.
she'd be a decent punt for me. I think I quite like her chances actually.
Yeah, like you said, you're going to get the 4, maybe even 5 places in this race. I think she's around 7-1, something like that. I was looking at earlier.
Okay.
So could
Interesting as well, Kieran. Sorry, just quickly. Redwood Queen at the top there, unseated rider last time out. That was a mare for your man down there, Mr. Charles Burns, Jane, wasn't it? Now with Kean Collins, who obviously got some nice runners this week, but that's an interesting new recruit, if you like. Never know what to expect with these Charles Burns sorts, and interesting that new yard.
Definitely not. Jay, what do you like here? Anything with Joe, and then is franchise too short, or are we going to stick with that?
Is she marked up there? Is she marked up at all, Kieran? You got a price?
I got 9-2 is what they forecast. I haven't actually got any prices yet, but they're likely to be shorter than that.
Oh, should be shorter than that.
Yeah, they won't let you back her each way,
No. She was backed her actually last year in this race. She was 15-8 favourite. I think got 3s in the morning or something. She was backed off the board. I wouldn't touch her because she needs soft ground. All her best forms on soft ground. All her best form in the flat is on heavy ground. She won that maiden hurdle that day. I think I said that to you, Joe, didn't I? I got a word for Denny Mullins is on it.
Yeah, this was the one. Yeah,
years ago.
Yeah,
it was real bog ground that day, beating Rack Gold Boy, an Olympic man. Would you believe? I'm totally against Joe here. I think the 4-year-old is going to win this.
Do you? Interesting.
Had a little run on the flat over 1.5 miles in heavy ground last year, which is great. Ran round the track. Was backed off the board in a 2-mile handicap over the flat the last day in Limerick and finished third. A lovely little pipe opener. But it's the form of the race in Cork in December. She was.
Yeah, I kept doing it as well.
10 lengths behind the favourite for the Galway hurdle, and it's Put Your Hands Together who went on to win a Boodles. So that is the best form, I think. Slightly in the race, maybe, Karen, but if I was to have a bet, Mark Walsh is on. She loved the ground. She's better. Seen all her form is better on better ground, and it'll be carried with love for me anyway.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the handicap debutant for the Bromhead, Mark Walsh on board. No, it's not the Bromhead, is it? It's
Joseph O'Brien.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. So, like I said before, I thought franchise would be well back, like Jamie said. Was well backed in the race last year, but unconvinced 9th. I found one further down the market as per, and it's Frateus for Michael McVenny.
Yeah, nice.
With Jordan Gainford on board as one at the flat here at Galway. Was thrown into the Triumph Hurdle, no less at Cheltenham, not this year, last year's behind Madsborough. Was pulled up that day, but that's no disgrace. She's in here, currently best price, you can probably get on forecast price 14-1. And like you said, course and distance form is golden, and just taking a swing at a very open handicap for myself.
So I did actually notice her. Like you said, she's like a speedy horse as well, isn't she? So she's there like on the home finish, like she's gonna be hard to beat, isn't she?
I was looking through it, and I look at course form straight away, and that's the first one I look at. And as soon as I look at the back form, you see Madsborough. What was she finished behind Madsborough?
yeah.
And then So going down though, Carry with Love for Jamie, and what was yours, Joe? For Forever Nowhere.
Far from Nowhere for Paul Nolan. Yeah, Far from Nowhere.
Yeah, right. And then we move on to the big race of the day, and potentially of the meeting, which is the Galway Plate, where Nürburgring, is favourite at 9-2 for Joseph O'Brien. Obviously won the Galway Hurdle last year, was 4th at Cheltenham in the, I can't remember the name of the race now. He was 4th.
Jack Nicholson.
Behind Caldwell Potter.
Jack Nicholson. That's the actor, isn't it? Jack Richardson, that's the one.
Behind Caldwell Potter. So is he just thrown in here, or is there other options? You've got Down Memory Lane here. One of Gordon's got 7 in the race. The company sergeant, who doesn't seem to like winning over fences. Jazzy Matty, obviously, we all know Liam loves Jazzy Matty. Unfortunately, he couldn't be on the show with us this evening. And Anyway, who's 9-1 as well in the market. Is there anything in there that you fancy, Jamie, or is there anything at bigger prices? Or is Nürburgring just thrown in?
I've it narrowed down to 4. I think the best 4 is not the. I suppose you have to go up to 2 really that ran in the race you were on about named Jack Richardson. Anyway, was second to Caldwell Potter, and 4th was Nürburgring. Nürburgring had a lovely pipe opener in Clarny last time and won easy. I like that because that's 2 miles 1. You can show he can go pace 2 miles 1. Then up to 2 miles 6. Obviously, second in the Ascot takes 2.5 miles on the flat. He'll definitely stay. He'll be the first horse, I think, since Dermot Wells' answer to win a hurdle and a plate. I think I'm right in that. I fancied him for the novice handicap as well. I actually fancy him for more flat races down the end of the line. But the only thing, a slight worry about him, he is short. He's been on the go for a long time. Flat jumps. But what I liked straight away when he won in Clarny, Joseph said, yeah, Galway play. Anyway, had a pipe over and Kilbeggan beat You Ought to Know. You Ought to Know wasn't great the last day at Wexford, I thought. But anyway, has handicap experience the same as Nürburgring. I think it's between the 2. The other 2 I like, Barham, but slight chances I have. You have to give 3-Card Bragg a chance if he goes out in front like he did at the National. He'd be hard to peg back, but I don't think it's Kennedy's style to go and give him an aggressive ride from the front in a handicap. He likes to hold up horses. You got to look at his form, like he was 7th in the Paddy Power behind Percival at Galway. Wins beginner's chase. Captain Cody was 3rd that day. He's won a Scottish National. 3rd in a grade 2 at Navan, the 10 up behind Better Days Ahead and what was it? Stellar Story. Ran well in the National with the choke out and just didn't stay. So if he kind of does that in a Galway hurdle, like if you're hard, that's a very hard track to peg back horses, and if you're up in the bandwagon, which he will be, and if he's out in front, I wouldn't discount him, and he definitely has a massive chance if he gets his own way. The only other horse as well, a slight squeak, is Ashdale Bob, who won the Grade 3 novice over 2 miles 2 last year at the meeting, beating Say La Vie. Then went to Kempton, I think, wasn't it? And wasn't great. And he was in the race behind Rubo. Had a little pipe opener in the Galway Plate handicap trial at Kilbeggan the last day, beating 9 lengths to Gaelic Ark, who was in here as well. Little pipe opener before it, and I'm sure they're going to target one big handicap left in this horse. I know he's a 10-year-old, but he has a lot of back class from hurdles. So, and the big thing again, he's won at the track. So they're my 4. If I was put up 2, I think it's Nürburgring and each way 3-Card Bragg for me.
Okay.
But I do like those 4 horses. They all have chances.
So that's 4 of the 22 covered.
Yeah.
Joe, have you got anything else, or are you going to got something that James has already mentioned?
I mean, there's just a few that I don't fancy, and I might be jinxing myself here and there going Bolter, but like the company sergeant doesn't seem to see out his races too well. He runs in the same colours as another horse they got called Yeah Man, and they're quite similar. They're not that reliable, but you know there's a big engine in there. Jazzy Matty, I don't think today's his day. Steam Music, not sure. Probably worth a money check. Am I right? Got his win finally last time out. Olympic Man, not so sure. Look, the Bergeron's probably going to have a good chance, isn't he, based on what we've seen? But he's a horse that I've never really taken to, so I want to take him on, especially at the prices. I suppose at the moment, Kieran, I'm interested in 3 horses, but which ones I back, I don't know. I like Anyway. Like James said, finished second to Caldwell Potter at Cheltenham and sort of confirmed that he's a decent animal by beating You Ought to Know next time out. Like Jamie said, okay, the Mullins horse wasn't exactly anything special that day, but like he still went out there and won and did his job quite nicely. And you know, he seems progressive enough that he's at least going to run to his mark of 141, if not a little bit better, and that obviously brings him into the mix. Then there's Down Memory Lane, who is just staring at me in the face this week. A horse, again, I've never taken to. But this time comes here after not really reaching the heights that they've wanted him to. You know, a race like the Plate, I suppose, is something that they could target with him. And they were happy to bring him here fresh. If you remember last time he came, ran fresh, he hammered King of Kingsville by 7 lengths. So it could be a case of now's the time to catch him. He's just going to come and travel around here like a dream. on the bridle and pick him all off, sort of thing. I really could see that happening here. But then if I back him and he lets me down, it's one where I'll feel silly because I don't like the horse. It's a bit of a tricky one. I'll
Yeah.
give you a quick one at a price, Kieran, as well. There's a horse down the bottom called Western Fold for Gordon Elliott. Offer mark of 148 now, which is getting quite high. He's £14 higher. He's won his last two, but since his penultimate start, he's now £14 higher. But he still won by 4 lengths last time out on good ground. He stayed no problem at all. He's thriving. Plenty of places. Again, you're getting 33-1 about a horse that's sort of starting to come into his own. So, look, I'm going to chuck Down Memory Lane in there as the number one, followed in by Anyway and Western Fold.
Plenty of darts. Plenty of darts looking at that. So that's, I believe you haven't copied it. So that's 7 we've mentioned out of the runners.
No. Oh no. We're not even going to land on the winner, are we? It'll be
I got 2 more. I got 2 more that are different as well. So this is right. We're choosing God knows how many at Gordon Elliott stable as well.
Oh god.
So I've come down on
just back Kieran's. We'll just go with that.
I've come down on She Could Be Anything.
Oh, interesting. The mare.
The mare. She won, I think it's 3 or 4 on the bounce last summer, or start of the season anyway, August time. Was then obviously they was going to put her away. I think they thought they was going to put her away for this. She then went and won in the mares at Cheltenham, finishing 3rd behind Dino Blue, and then went to the Irish National and finished 7th in the Irish National. So she's got decent form. Obviously, Jordan Gayford's booked, so you'd think it's going to be a hold-up horse, which I was quite surprised when Jaime mentioned about 3-card Bragg earlier. I thought Gainford would have been on him from the front and Kennedy would have been on one of the older
interesting. Ones. Yeah, I see.
To be honest, because you know that Kennedy likes to ride these older horses, so it's very interesting he's on that one. But yeah, She Could Be Anything. If she returns to the form of last summer, potentially could be big price at 33s. And the other one, now you could laugh me off the screen with this, because if you look down the list, you know exactly where I'm going with this.
Don't tempt me, Kieran. Don't tempt me.
Right, so has been hurdling and won his novice chase round here, then failed in a 3-runner race. I believe it was Killarney, and then was 5th of 5 in the Drimwall. And then they sent him back over hurdles, but he's now going chasing on handicap debut, and it's Buddy 1.
Oh my god!
25-1 for the Gilligans.
Why not?
But like they said, if they said he needs to improve on his jumping. His jumping was slow to say the least the last time. But when he was chasing last season, first time in handicap. Why are they putting him in here and not potentially going down the handicap hurdle route? They must see something over the fences.
Horse in
the
distance
winner 25-1. I'm going to take a swing on him, so it'd be Could Be Anything and Buddy 1 for me.
And Buddy 1, I was just going to say Buddy 1's a course and distance winner as well. Did he win his debut
novice?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I remember it well. So
I think he beat I want to say Stella Story or one of the two.
Yeah, he beat a couple of good horses.
What was the other one? What's the one with the S's? Elliott's in the Gigginstown.
Yeah, I know. Stella Story. Search for Glory.
Search for Glory.
Search for Glory. Yeah. They've got a few confusion.
So you're gonna get, like we said, we're gonna get 5, maybe even 6 places with some firms on this. So we've covered half the field for you guys. Yeah, so hopefully one of us has got the winner there somewhere.
Oh God, no pressure. Oh God.
No pressure.
I know. If we don't manage that in 7 selections, then
we've got issues.
I don't know what to say.
Right. We'll move on to Thursday. We're covering 2 races on the Thursday, the Grade 3 Novice Chase and the Galway Hurdle itself. The Novice Chase, we've only got entries currently. I've got no prices or nothing. Few of the entries, you've got Pied Piper for Gordon Elliott, Fine Margin, Golden Dancer for Mullins, Interlotto for Joseph O'Brien, Special Cadeau is in there for Henry de Bromhead, Westport Cove's another one for Mullins, Birdie or Bust, and Gail Marler. Interestingly, Adrian Keatley might bring her over as well, which is an interest. I'll start here. I think Gail Marler, if she comes over, will take the world of beating here myself.
Yeah.
I really do. Because she won at this meeting last year. I think she won the listed novice hurdle, handicap hurdle, one of the two. If she comes here and she jumps round and goes well right now, I think she could take a lot of pegging back. There's a few in here as so chasers. She's got experience. I think she's run 3 or 4 times already over fences. I think she can take some beating here, but that's just my opinion. Joe, what do you fancy?
Yeah, struggling this one a little bit, Kieran, to be honest, and definitely don't want to go and force anything. Special Caddo is the only one that makes real interest to me. Does he like this ground? He's got that bit of form of sort of in the Bergring. Look, Gold Dancer may be interesting if he turns up here. I remember when me and Jaime were at the DRF last year, so the year before, and Gold Dancer was an interesting horse because he's a Dr. Dino, which I really like, and he was sort of like 33 to 1, 50 to 1 on the day. So I've just sort of followed his progress. And he did finally win last time out, and maybe it's a little bit of a breakthrough for him. He is a 6-year-old now. He's probably had a few problems, but he's probably talented enough. But if you wanted an answer, I'd give Special Caddo the nod. He's got a bit of experience and probably the strongest form on offer that I can see. But I'm not too sure about this one, Kieran.
Yeah. Well, obviously we haven't had decks yet, so you're not 100% sure what's running as well. So that's fair enough. Jay, anything else? Anything to put in here?
I was like Joe earlier about the form at the Nürburgring, but the only thing with Special Caddo, but he's never won past 2 miles, and that's a real worry up a hill. In Galway, I think Pied Piper will struggle to give £7 to these, even though he's won 3 chases with an accumulation of over 70 lengths in 3 runnings. But you have to remember the track would worry me about Pied Piper. Look, he's won over 2.5 miles, nearly 3 miles at Clarendon, 2.5 miles at Roscommon. They're flat enough tracks. I'd be worried in the battle with Pied Piper. There's a long run in Galway after the last fence, and I think he could be worried out of it. I think he just needs further now.
What's his jumping like, James? Is he a good
jumping
jumper?
is good. It's good. But it's like, you have to remember, Joe, he's only running a 5-runner, 3-runner, and 3-runner field. The pace angle here is if he turns up his run cock, because he goes out like the clappers, and he might be hard to peg back if he gets into a rhythm if he turns up here. But the one I like, I thought has a bit of old back class from juveniles for Joseph O'Brien in the Munir colours, and he absolutely bolted up at Limerick the last day. Similar tight track Limerick is slightly now, not fully like Galway, but right-handed up a hill, down a hill in Limerick and into Lotto. Beat Jigaro by 10 lengths at Limerick last year, jumped very well, and he liked going right-handed. Better ground, the better his chance. This is kind of his trip. He won 2.5 miles at Limerick, 2 miles, 2.5 up a hill at Galway is the same thing. It will have the pace, but it depends who they run, Kieran. They'll either run cock or into lot of one or the other.
Run one of them. They won't run both, will they?
They won't run both of them. So it'll be either or for me, run cock or what's his name? Interlotto. But if Interlotto turns up, I'd back him against Pied Piper. Yeah.
Okay. So in the novice chase, we're not 100% sure, obviously, with declarations. I'm strong on Gail Marler, obviously, if she comes over. Joe had a small mention for Special Caddo. Obviously, we're not sure whether it's going to run or not. And Jaime is with whichever one of the Isaac Swade Simon Munir horse runs, especially Interlotto. So on to the Galway Hurdle, the big race on the Thursday. And again, another minefield handicap for us to get stuck into, but we all love getting stuck into these ones. Put your hands together. Jaime mentioned earlier, 4-1 favourite, Curly Boodle's winner. Went off favourite, I believe, for the Aintree novice hurdle, was it? Or Aintree? I believe he went off favourite Aintree. Was well backed anyway behind Mercia.
Oh, Big Drifter though. Big Drifter. Let's have a look.
Did he drift on the off? I know he was favourite in the morning. But anyway, and then
6-4 did still go off 6-4.
Yeah, had a nice pipe opener last time, shall we say? In a grade 3, wasn't exactly put in the race. He's in here as favourite. You've got Nawadi and Bowens on fire for Elliott, both in at 6 and 8-1 respectively. Hello Neighbour for Gavin Cromwell, obviously well touted for the Triumph last year, is in there along with Mr. Percy. We got Gauncher, who I liked 2 years ago for the Supreme, was not seen until after the Supreme.
By Frankel, isn't he?
Yeah, by Frankel, yeah.
Frankel,
but not that he's 10-1. And then Ennis Skerry for Barry Connell, along with Dysart Enos for Fergal O'Brien at 12-1. Jamie, come to you first. Is put your hands together like Nürburgring, similarly thrown in on the handicap, or is there something else at a bigger price you like?
I think when it comes to handicap hurdles, look, they had a pipe opener last day. He ran the race to Prairie that Jesse Evans won. I think that was a little pipe opener for this. Thing with Boodles winners, I always think, Kieran, if they've had their day. You can see with Lark in the morning now this year has really struggled, like, but he's winning. He's going on the flat now. Do you know what I mean? He's back on the flat to expose his mark. Do you know what I mean? I think they're just prime for that day. I don't really go back on Boodles winners anymore. I've learnt my lesson hugely in that. I like to weigh down, and they're only 10 to the fancy because I actually don't really, first time in a long time, I don't really fancy anything further hurdle. But the two I like are, one is for a trainer that loves Galway, has won plenty of Galway hurdles in another one of my favourite trainers, controversial trainers as well, is Tony Martin. Put a pound in the jar, 20-1.
Charles Burns and Tony Martin. What a
combination!
What a combination! A big handicap hurdle. Sean Bowen gave him a great ride that day at Punchestown, and then he was sixth the last day. A little watch back the ride Derek O'Connor gave him, like he didn't try an absolute yard at him. And this is a target, obviously, all day long, and they want to win another big handicap. And Punchestown right-handed as well, which is great. And the only other one I fancy is the Henry de Bromhead horse in Down Mexico Way. Second at this meeting last year to Scott Candu in the maiden hurdle. Second in Tremor to Carniquet on soft ground. He needs better ground. And it's the race he ran in April at Fairyhouse. It has massive form. Iranzi won it. Carniquet was second. Bellaccio was third, should have won the race. Gaucher was in there. Runcock is in there. A Mexico Way was 13 lengths beaten by Ronci. Ronci's won a grade 1. I know Kopek the board wasn't great at Punchestown, but he still won a grade 1. Carniquet is running all the races behind Kopek the board. All that. He's huge back that Bellaccio. There's races still to be won with that horse. And same with Gaucher's won plenty of races since that race on the 6th of April at Fairyhouse. And that was a grade 2 novice hurdle. So horse form, being around the track down Mexico Way, has to have a chance of 25-1 so it's two big prices of that. And I like, if you see a bit more money and 20-1 disappears and put a pound in the jar, go in back it.
You know, James, that is money time.
Well, I have put a pound in the jar yet.
There it is. There we go. We got it out of him. Right. So put a pound in the jar, and the other one was
Down Mexico Way.
Down Mexico Way. Joe, I know you're Barry O'Connell mad. Ennis Skerry. Does he just go and win?
He doesn't just go and win. Look, I've got to be honest about everything, but he does come in with a massive chance, and he's a bigger price than a few of these, and he's an 11-year-old now. But make no mistake, he's targeted for the big days. He won the big handicap at Leopardstown over Christmas, the big pot, and then he was only just pipped last time out by Jesse Evans. He actually got ahead and then just got caught in the finish, so he nearly landed 2. And he's still a horse that he's full of life. Barry absolutely loves him. He targets him for the big days. There's no reason why he shouldn't get competitive. Over Christmas as well, when he beat Pinot Gras, he had Goucher in behind him, who of course is ahead of him in the market here. He had Lark in the Morning way behind him. He had Batman Girac way behind him. He had Ethical Diamond, big winner recently, way behind. So look, he goes there with a fine chance. He's not thrown in or anything like that. But if he runs his race, he's going to be there at the end. And it's just, I suppose, then about getting a little bit of luck in the finish, if we're honest. So look, 16-1, I am already on. I am very disciplined with my punting, but when it comes to Barry's horses, I do just chuck a few quid on and have a go. So Ennis Skerry, but I'm also a little bit of a fanboy here, unfortunately, Kieran, of Bowen's on Fire. So I'm siding with both because I'm good friends with the KTDA gang who obviously own Bowen's on Fire. They've been really good to me through sort of racing. They've done a lot for me, so I really like to see their horses go well. He won really nicely last time out. Ballysax Hank, I think, was in behind him, wasn't he? He's like sort of bolted up since. And Bowen's on Fire. He's only a 5-year-old. He's still improving. A mark of 131 probably underestimates his the ceiling of his ability. So I'd be happy with the two that I have been waiting to watch. I've been really looking forward to this race to see them both go. So Ennis Kerry and Bowens on Fire, 16-1 and 12-1 each way will certainly do for me. Yeah, but good race. It's a good race, Kieran. There's some down that market that can make plenty of cases for, which I'm sure you might in a moment. You've probably got a big price fancy.
And mine's not as big prices as you can feel, and you probably know where exactly I'm going to go here with this as well. If you look down the runners,
I've got it. Yeah,
you can see where you know where I'm going here.
Yeah, Fergal.
There we go. Yeah, you know exactly where I'm going. Dysart Enos for me. She ran okay last season, not to her full best. Obviously, they had her full trip. What's that?
I'm not having this. I'm not having Dysart.
You're not having this, no? James is not having
I bought into that horse plenty of times, Kieran, and I think she just needs further. I think 2 miles around Galway. She'll probably bloody fool us. That's the problem.
I just think
not fooling Kieran though. Kieran fancies her this time.
I honestly think there's got to be a reason. He wouldn't send her for no reason. She's had the pipe opener at Kempton on the flat, where I can't believe she was. I think she went a favourite for that race on the flat, unbelievably. And she was never winning that, giving weight away to the 3-year-olds on them up for Sunday. But they absolutely love her at Fergal's. Obviously, there was all the rage about the Greatwood last year, where she was third to Burnett Road from an inspired ride.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
From Harry Cobden. Didn't do so well at Ascot. Then was 8th, I think, in the mares. 4th at Ayr. But their target, there's a big handicap in her somewhere. And I think this on good ground might be where she comes alive. If she's there turning in, I don't think many of these will catch her because she'll be far too quick for some of them, to be honest. But yeah,
there's quite a few. Sorry, Kieran.
Yeah, go on. No, that's fine. Go on.
I was just going to say, was that the one? Is that the only one you fancy?
That's the only one I got so far. I might have another. I nearly said Gortra. I thought this horse has haunted me for God knows how long. But no, Dysart Enos is the one I've touted for a while. I might have another stab on the day, but currently, Dysart Enos would be the one at the moment for myself. Strong. So 2 from Jaime at big prices. Obviously, if the Tony Martin one gets hammered, we know Jaime's had his money down.
Yeah.
Joe's in with Ennis Kerry for the Barry O'Connell team, of course, but he likes Bowens on Fire as well. And I'm sticking at home, bringing it home to England, Fergal O'Brien. The Irish have enough.
The local team, innit?
The Irish have enough over March and April and God knows what.
Exactly.
This one come back the other way.
We went over there though, Kieran. Haiti Couleur went over there and stole their national.
He took the Irish national off of them.
After they stole ours for the last God knows how long.
Sean Bowen. Good old Sean Bowen. So that wraps up the 5 races we're going to cover. We're now going to talk about a few of the other races, a few horses that are potentially running over the week. The first one mentioned you run today, Davy Crockett. I know plenty of talk over X, Twitter, whichever one you would call it, about this horse. Just want to see what the lads think. Jaime, what have you seen the race? What did you think of his performance today?
Yeah, it was fine. Like, there people go around and say there's mystical power vibes. Oh God, no. I'm probably taller than the horse.
I was just going to say,
tiny.
It's tiny. And if that horse wins the Supreme Novice, I should give up backing horses. I had absolutely no chance of winning the Supreme.
Right. So just today's the day, and that was that. It's all the hype.
Oh, I'd win loads of races. Like it's probably be
Royal Bond.
See, probably now it's a grade 2, isn't it? Yeah.
I think they're going to go Listowel first, and then the Royal Bond. I think that's the plan.
Is that what it is?
But
probably win at Listowel would be super price again. If it's not. He wouldn't interest me for anything, really. He'd win races, like that's about it. Like
County Hurdle.
Maybe, yeah.
Yes, we're mentioning handicaps for March. Sorry,
I'd like him to be a bit better than that myself. I'm by no means telling it. I think you're mad if you're going to go and back him for the Supreme now. Because if you're willing to go and back him for the Supreme now, you're probably going to back every French horse that comes over, every new point-to-point horse that goes and wins on debut, and it's just not the way to play it personally. But I did think it was good. He made a massive error, and I've always sort of said on our channel, I like novices that make mistakes and then sit back on the bridle or then find. It was just like it would be really good for his education, but we learnt nothing from that. There were some decent enough horses in the field, but none of those were up to the standard of what we're looking for a Supreme. So what we know for now is that he's got a good engine, but we just don't know how good it is, to be honest with you. But it'd be nice. Look, he's by Camelot and he's Annie Powers' baby, isn't he? So we love that. You know, that'd be a nice story. But you can't go and look. Even the bookies haven't overreacted here. To be honest, he was 20-1. I think you can still get 16-1 now after the race. That's fine. Good move on the bookies because last year you get slashed in sevens.
Yeah. Personally, I think it's all hype. Personally, I just think it, like James said, bang average.
Yeah.
Novice hurdle. Let's move on. He's won his race. He'll go to the Royal Bond and get stuffed, and that'll be that.
Wow, lads, give him time. He's a novice.
Yeah, I agree with Kieran. He'd be stuffing that as well. Yeah.
And then he'd be in the county.
Then he went to county. Yeah.
That was the first plot.
Joe saying about don't drop into the county. He didn't stake man win the county.
Yeah, but he didn't sort of. Yeah, okay.
I
was going to try and make a case, and I had nothing.
Right, moving on to another novice hurdle that we got tomorrow, and I know Joe, you've got a lot of interest in this one.
Yes, absolutely, mate.
With Avondale running, against Vicar Street and Le Notre Vert.
Yeah,
what we got then?
Yeah,
another Barry superstar, is it?
He's actually a really good horse, Avondale, but he's got a real big issue, and that is his jumping. He cannot jump to save his life. He's by Glen Eagles. I don't think they've had many good physically talented jumpers of actual obstacles, and he did struggle on his maiden hurdle last time out to jump well. But I don't want to be too hasty. Look, this was his first start. He should jump better. He's been schooled plenty. But there is no doubt about is that he has got a really good engine as well. I even spoke to Barry today, and I said really looking forward to Avondale sort of thing tomorrow. And he said, look, yeah, we were hoping he's a graded horse. Tomorrow's the day we find out. But I have a feeling even Barry's slightly concerned about the jumping aspect. So you'll probably know your fate with him quite early, to be honest, Kieran. And there are some good horses in this race. La Notre Vert, as we've mentioned, Vicar Street in here as well for Mullins and JP, which is a son of Vroom Vroom Mag as well. It's an interesting one. They've also got Cisco, so they're running plenty here. So you can get, I think, 5-1 now on Bet365 only. So everywhere else you're getting 4-1. He's tough to pull the trigger on to win. He's got a massive engine.
Muggy.
But I'm absolutely going Muggy. Well, you know, I've put him up already at 11-2 when it was available each way. Look, if he finishes second, I'd say fair enough. He's probably got beat by a decent Mullins horse here, but look, let's be hopeful. And if he can win this, it'd be really good. It'd be really good.
Would be. Any interest in the race, Jay, or have you not even looked across tomorrow's cards or anything?
I'll take on then a Notre Vert. Yeah. I liked him he won well at Roscommon, but he had to be pushed out, and I didn't like it really, to be honest with you. The two I like are actually Mullins' horse has been on the original. Vicar Street was 4-9 last year to win his bumper at Galway. He didn't look right. He absolutely bolted up on around McGuinness last day at Roscommon. Absolutely bolted up like it looked like a very good horse that they thought it was. And that's 5-2, and the other one each way was one who went off at 9-4 last year behind Feud. It was learning on the job. And won really well at Punchestown. One beat Son of Anarchy the last day at Punchestown.
Is it called Keep Up? Was it that one? Or was that Cisco?
Cisco, yeah. Cisco has a chance as well each way in the race at 9-1, but I think Vicar Street will win.
Okay, cool. And then the beginners chase tomorrow. King of Kingsfield obviously was earmarked as a pacemaker last year. Now goes back chasing after starting the season as a chaser. Any thoughts on the race? Is he going to just win tomorrow? I think he's 5-4 to win tomorrow. Is he just going to win tomorrow?
I wouldn't say he's just going to win tomorrow. I think the Mullins horse, My Great Mate's pretty decent. Jet set in Jim's no mug. Great altitude, looks all right as well. It would be nice, though. It'd be nice if, after somewhat being a little bit of a servant to Brighter Days Ahead last season, if he could go and win a few chases. That'd be nice to see. And to be honest, he looks the chasing sort to me. I think he'll really like this, and perhaps the 13-8 is a good price, but I'll wait until a little bit nearer the time. But it'd be good to see him win, yeah.
Yeah. A bit of a drift then. Last I looked, he was 5-4, so a bit of a drift.
Yeah, he has. I can see that as well. Even on the exchanges, he's drifted a bit, and he's not exactly a prolific winner anyway, is he? So you've got to take that a chance. But I'd be on the optimistic side, Kieran, that he'll really enjoy fences and prove hard to beat.
Yeah. Jay, any opinion on this, or is it just
he'll just win? Yeah,
he'll just win.
He'll just nearly what he was 2 lengths ahead of Nürburgring. He chased debut last year.
Yeah,
do you remember that? And he just go.
You love that form. You love that.
Down memory lane.
Yeah, you'll just go. He'll just go up in front and catch me if you can.
Yeah,
and he should.
What he should have done in the champion hurdle.
Yeah. Well, if he'd done it properly in the champion hurdle, yeah, correct, Kieran.
He'll make a big error at some time, won't he? And everyone, that'll
be the dip. Like your heart's in your mouth anyway, and it doesn't matter what horse you have.
Yeah, true.
Those two fences in the dip come up very quickly, and it's tough to get over him. To be honest with you, so your heart, if he's going really quick to your eye, your heart's going to be in your mouth coming down that Galway hill when he comes into the dip.
Definitely.
You wouldn't want any shorter than 13-8, would you?
No,
it'd be a risky roll-up option for those that love all of that jazz.
Yeah, I think he could go up further than that tomorrow. I think they're going to take him on because there is a risk attached to him.
Yeah. And then the only other race I've looked through, there's another beginner's chase on the Friday where Manila 6-0 is entered. Obviously, I fancied him for the Martin Pipe last year, and Sander Clegane, wherever you pronounce it, for Paul Nolan's in there as well. There's a few others in there that could be decent on the Friday, but apart from that, as a mixed card, I'm not going to look at any of the flat because we're Jumps fans at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Jumps podcast. We're not touching any of that this time. But yeah, anything on that race, guys, or just
I haven't had a look yet, Kieran. I've literally just brought up the field now, to be honest. So I'd need to have a little bit.
That's fine.
Look through the form,
I only literally put it in there purely and simply because 6-0's in there, and everybody knows how much I love 6-0 last year.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's true, mate. And, he's still a decent horse, isn't he? He'll find some winners.
Yeah, maybe chasing's what he wants. So we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for coming on, guys. It's much appreciated.
Thanks, Kieran.
Taking your time, mate. Cheers,
thanks for having.
Thanks for
having us on, mate.
No bother. Thank you, Kieran.
Cheers, guys. And if you could all like and subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. I will drop the boys' links into the description. I'm sure you're already following them already and following the Ginger Joe Racing Show itself as well. If you could please like and subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. And hope you all enjoy the week of Galway. I will have Goodwood daily podcasts up for you flat fans. But this is the Galway Festival. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks again to Jaime and Joe for joining me, and happy punting all.